I want to talk about SpaceCorp, a GMT title from last year. This is designed by John H. Butterfield and published by GMT Games. And the full title is SpaceCorp 2025 to 2300 AD. So this game starts 6 years from now when we start exploring our close solar system. Okay, essentially what this is, though, is a card management game, a hand management game. I apologize. And you play. Okay, first I'm going to back up a bit and talk about my history with GMT. There are some GMT games that I absolutely love, and they have this great balance. And I know people crap on their art and stuff like that, but for some reason I love it. They still do fantastic production quality in the actual component quality, like the cardboard, like the printing quality, thickness of cardboard, things like that are fantastic. But I just love the style of art. So GMT games that I have that I love: Thunder Alley, a car racing game; Twilight Struggle, the popular Cold War era game; Dominant Species, one of my favorite 6-player games. Man, that game is so good. It's one that I definitely do not play as much. I think, hold on, I'm doing a quick turnaround. Yeah, okay. I think it's just those three. I did have a couple others that I have sold off because they just don't get played because they tend to be long games, and SpaceCorp is definitely a longer game. So essentially what it is everyone is competing as, I guess, corporations to explore the galaxy, and the game is played over 3 boards. Not like full-size boards. They're probably 1.5 feet or 2 feet by 2 feet boards. That is a very rough estimation. I have no idea. But the first board is what's it called? The close solar system. The stuff around us up until about Mars. Okay, and then the second board is Mars to the outer areas of our solar system, and then the third board is everything kind of outside of our solar system. And you are playing cards, and the cards allow you to do certain actions, and the actions are either move or build or research, which is just drawing cards. But what's happening is that each area or each location on the board are connected. Okay, and they're connected by numbers, and that tells you how far apart they are. And so on the first board, the cards you play will have a value, and they're dual purpose cards. So like a card will say either move 2 or build 3. Okay. Also, there's the explore action as well, which I'll explain here in a sec. But these numbers start super low on the first board. So to get from one area to another area could be move 5. And so you'd have to play cards that got you to move 5. You have a player board in front of you, which is your headquarters, and those can be built on so to build up your own hand. So if you have a build or if you're trying to move and you have a move card on your board that says move 5, you can play other move cards from your hand that could equal up bigger numbers as well. But at the same time, the other players are also building up their boards, and you can use anybody's board that you want. So if I want to move, but I don't have any move cards on my board, I could use another person's board that has a lot of move and use all their move. I just have to, or they are able to take a reward, which is just another card in their hand from the draw pile. So you're essentially you're moving and you're exploring. There's explore actions which reveal tiles that give you certain benefits or locations. There are buildings and things that you can build on these that do different things, like either give you points or help you move. There's like spaceports you can build, and then after you build and you're moving around, you get points from doing that. But on the second board, instead of like move 6 or 7, it's like move 15 or 20. And so you have to start building up each era. And so the first era is called Planeteers. No. The first board is called Mariners. The second board is Planeteers. And the third are Starfarers. This is going off of complete memory here. So those could be off completely, but they're close. But by the end of the game, the explore values are like the move values are anywhere between like 80 to 100 to 120, and so they are just getting very large. And by the third era, you're starting to have multipliers in your hand for move and stuff like that. And so it's just, I don't know what it is about this game. Okay, so I played this with my wife, just 2 players, and we loved it. It took us 3 nights to play this game.
Right.
I think we could compress it into one night. You can easily skip the first era or just start in any era that you want and only play one era. But over 3 nights, we played the entire game, and it was close the entire time. This game held our interest for 3 nights, which is huge for a game. And it's really a simple game. After you start playing it for a bit, there are great cheat sheets from that come with it that help a ton, and it's hard to kind of see how things kind of fit together when you start playing, but as you start playing, things just kind of start to click. And by the end of the third game, man, it was so close. I did end up winning, but it was only by a few points. Like it was super close. In the third era, you're starting to build colonies, and those are basically end game scoring that have different effects as well. The theme is great. Apparently, it's based on a book series that I've never heard of, but this game is absolutely fantastic. Probably one of my favorite GMT games. Even though it took us 3 nights to play, we played on a Saturday, a Sunday, and then a Wednesday. Okay. We would easily play this game again. Like this next weekend, and we might play it again.
Nice.
Just play the second 2 eras in one night. I think that's something we could totally do. It's just different. This game does something different for some reason. It just feels different, and it was just super excited to play. Now, have you heard about this game at all? I think it kind of went under the radar, as a lot of GMT titles do. This one just kind of popped out. I think I heard it on another podcast once, and it piqued my interest, and then I just obsessed over it because it does something new, right? It's not just like a rehashing of something old. But is this a game that you've heard of?
No.
Or would be interested?
No. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. No. When you posted about it, you did kind of a social media blast on it on both Instagram and Twitter, and people loved it.
Yeah, GMT.
People loved it. GMT, and everybody, when they retweeted it, it fell for it, which is awesome. GMT for me is just Twilight Struggle, I think.
Yeah.
That has been my biggest one. But no, I haven't heard about SpaceCorp. Here's the thing. It sounds fun because you're talking about it, and I think I would need you to guide me through it in order to see if I'd find this to be fun. I don't think I'd go out of my way personally to probably play this game, but
I also don't think I'd want to play it more than 2 players, unless I'm like at a convention or something. It took us 3 hours of gameplay. That's not even learning. And to add players, it would just add that exponentially. But I would definitely play it more than 2 players at a convention. But yeah, it's a game. Okay, if you want more GMT games in your life, I would recommend trying Dominant Species and Thunder Alley. 2 very different games, but awesome and amazing in their own right. Thunder Alley is a NASCAR style game where the cards you play maneuver a bunch of different cars that are not only yours, which is great. And then a Dominant Species is an area control game that you're trying to get majority in different ones, but like the terrain affects you, climate, stuff like that. Oh my gosh, that game's so good as well. Those are ones I would for sure check out. And this one goes up on my list of my favorite GMT games, and I'm sure I'd like others. Their games are definitely time commitments too, as well.
Yeah. I mean, for Twilight Struggle definitely is. At least, well, I've mostly played on the PC, and so it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, that's true.
But I imagine in person, it's probably a lot more.
I think it takes us like 3 hours to play a game. It's probably been about a year since I've played Twilight Struggle. I was trying to play with a buddy of mine, and we did off and on. We were playing it was just us 2, and we'd alternate houses every time we played. And I think we tried to play it like once a month, and then that kind of fell flat. I should pick that up again. Man, that's a great game too.
So would you consider then, like, if in terms of like if you wanted to really get into GMT games, Down to Species / Thunder Alley being your gateway is one of them, and then
Okay, so as far as complexity goes, I would say Thunder Alley is this now. No, these are just the ones that I've played. Okay, the most entry level would be Thunder Alley,
Yep.
and then not Starfarers, Space Corp.
Okay.
And then Dominant Species, and
Mhm.
then Twilight Struggle.
Okay. Sure. Which is
And,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, all great games, all fantastic games.
Would you
Space Corp. Oh, what?
would you say SpaceCorp is more rooted in realism, or does it take it to a fantasy level?
No, it's founded in realism, and they talk about how they abstract space travel in the cards, and it's mostly through travel. So if you need to get to a certain area, it's like, hey, this is this distance from this other one because of XYZ. Like it talks about the well, all theories, of course, but the reason why things take so long to get to certain areas. So, but at the same time, no, it's not fantasy based at all. I would say it's all grounded in potential reality.
Okay.
I'll say
Okay.
that.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah,
looked like it from the box cover that it seemed to be more grounded. And usually
yeah.
GMT games they don't really delve too much into the fantasy world either. So
That's
it's just
true.
kind of
That's true.
curious if that was one of those exceptions.
I think I think the guys who are the husband wife couple that made Thunder Alley, I think they're taking those mechanisms and making a car fighting game. So
Car
that's
Wars?
leading. Car Wars, is that what it's called?
It's either Car Wars or what's the other one where you like.
Apocalypse, Carpocalypse, I think is what it's
Oh,
called.
sure.
Oh, is that right? I don't know if that's right. Anyway,
Fact check, chat.
I'll do it. I'll do it while you. Oh yeah. Anyway, that is Space Corp by John H. Butterfield and GMT Games.